So, that brings a good point.
Repeat the question.
Repeat the question.
Oh, I was just asking him to explain to you guys why it's important to have those two fixtures as movers as opposed to just static lights. So those are actually motorized, meaning they can follow somebody on stage. I'm already giving you
Yeah.
answer.
So Escuda answered his own question. Thanks, man. Movers can move around the stage. They also have the ability for zoom, meaning they can get bigger. They can get their angle can get wider or smaller. So you want to use movers for more of, I guess you would not say strategic shots, but more of filling, where you cannot fill where the Licos are. The Licos are very wide and they will wash the whole stage. However, with movers, you're able to boost light a specific spot. Or like this, for example, if you want to sneak people onto the platform, well, Kunda's not giving me a good example of that, but if you want to sneak people onto the platform, you have one person lit at a time. Does anybody have any questions about the middle truss so far? About anything I just said, anything at all? And I apologize if I go too fast for you.
Am I lit well enough?
No.
Whoa. Yes, you are.
Not for you, man. And like I said, if I'm going too quick or if you have any questions, stop me. I do this, I've been doing this for 4 years in a house of worship, so I do talk fast like this. Continuing on to the main truss, which is towards the back of the house on the stage itself, you'll have washes and spots. So, what are spots? Y'all may ask. Spots are, well, these fixtures. These, how do I say this? Spot adds definition to your house of worship, your concerts, shows, anything like that. What spot has the ability to do is change colors, obviously move as you all saw, and gobos. Yeah, that's what they actually call it. Gobos, G-O-B-O. So, you may ask me what a gobo is, and this. Okay, that was a terrible example. Alright, I guess.
You can shine it on the back wall. On the back wall?
Anyways, gobos have the ability to, as you see here, add a definition, add a texture, anything. It can shape the beam, essentially. So here it has a flat gobo that's spinning, and in all honesty, can I get it? Hey, I got it stopped. No, I didn't. No. But what this, only thing this does here is, as I said, add texture to the show, and it changes color as well. So green, white, red, orange. You will notice that these don't change instantly or they don't change smoothly. These spots have what's called, these spots have what's called color wheels in them. It's just a wheel that has 4 discs in it, well, a number of discs in it with essentially little gels that provide color and color wash, or colorless spots, excuse me. Your stage wash. This can be known as many things. Backwash, stage wash, backlight. Hey, can we not break the screen that I just worked so hard to work, please? Pretty please? Maybe? No? Okay. Stage wash is, as it kind of says, or as it sounds, is used to wash the stage. So as you can see, you're washing your front line, your singers, your pastor, etc. These also have the same abilities, changing colors, but these will change smoothly as these are RGB, as Gunda was saying. They also have the ability to shape the beam, so if you want them wider, they go wider, or if you want them small and tight, go like this. They also move as well. Does anybody have any questions regarding any of the fixtures, anything I explained? No? All right. Let's continue. So we'll start first with the sermon look, as that is primarily what your job as a lighting technician at House of Worship is to focus on the sermon look. Sermon looks, they don't have to be intricate, they don't have to be complicated, they don't have to wow everybody. That makes sense? They need to be simple and complete. Simple sermon look, for me at Gateway, would be a backwash with white on it for cameras. Now, why white? Why not blue? You have this color also makes it. You have a white shirt on, a lighter colored shirt. Now, if I paint him blue with the blue light, one, you're gonna lose two things. One, you're gonna lose his shirt, you're gonna lose his texture, and all you're gonna see is his silhouette. Two, your cameras are gonna lose their minds. What I can tell you is I've been with Gateway since 2021. And one thing that we've always had, let's say, fun with is your key lighting on color. So as much as this, doesn't sound important, whites matter, your blue light matters, your different levels of color do matter and stuff like this.
Let me hold this.
So, continuing on about the sermon look, something down. Something maybe a little bit of a wash.
Fuck.
And front light. That's a simple sermon look. It's not perfect right now, but y'all are here to learn how to do this, and y'all be programmed with this. Why are we focusing so hard on where light is because, like Kumar said, y'all are shooting for cameras. Cameras are very sensitive to light. They're not fun when it's wrong, and it can be difficult. I'll explain that much. So, going on from the sermon, moving past that, does anybody have any questions about sermon looks, anything like that? No? All right. Everybody's favorite thing here, including mine. The house lights. House lights, room lights, whatever y'all like to call them. Here they are. As you saw earlier, they do change colors. Here, this will also matter for your sermon as well. As you can see, it does wash the stage. But if you play with it, mess with your cameras, this will take transition for y'all. This is the time where y'all will have to go back, look at streams. Pastor, follow your production team will notice things that do need to be adjusted. So, like I said, the house lights change colors. Everybody saw that. Red, green, yellow, blue, magenta, ambrocyantine. Everybody's, including my favorite too. Now, things you can do with this is like during worship, if you want to have it dim and match the color of, let's say, this background. This background's a terrible example, I apologize. But we'll just go with blue or cyan. This is useful for the screen. It's a complementary to the screen, as the screen is the biggest visual asset here. Your lights will, it really and truly, it just complements the screen. So with that in mind, also during worship, your colors do want to match the screen. That matters. Now there are some times where you may want to stand out, like hits, diamonds, things like that. However, for now, with us doing the basics, you'll want to complement the screen. And as you can see here, it doesn't look too different. I mean, kind of does, kind of doesn't. It's not too different. It's kind of harsh, but not too. Here's a different one, and then you can see this matches it a lot better. Hey, Kundai? Yeah. When you get a chance, look at the right screen, the right ribbon. and look at the center one.
Okay,
You know what I'm talking about?
yeah.
All right. So, with your worship, how many songs do y'all do, Pastor Fowler?
How many songs?
Yes. You know,
Three, four.
3, 4. All right.
Sometimes 5, but usually 4. Wouldn't you guys say? Yeah.
4 songs. Okay, we do the same at Gateway. I don't know much about y'all's church or how y'all do things. So is it more upbeat songs or like gospel songs, or is it just solid mix?
We only sing hymns. I'm kidding.
I'm about to say, there's House of Lord on there. I know you're lying to me right now. I know you're lying to me right now. Come on. So, with it being a mix, you may want, like, let's say, for example, he said the first song I saw on here was House of Lord, right? Phil Wickham, very upbeat song. If you ever watch the music video, I'm so sorry for you. But with this, so, you know, you have things that can complement the song. Going back to the spots, you can add effects to it. Another thing, these are incredibly bright. Very.
Oh, that's cool.
So, they can do movements. The board here can do all this without you actually doing it. It just goes into your stack.
Do you mind if I ask this? The movement that we're looking at, is that something that you did, or is that something that is already in the system and then you just pulled it up?
No, this is already in the system. This is
Really? Wow.
This and the system is under the positions effects. So anything that you do that's not static is what's relatively known as an effect in the lighting community. So as right now, you have a movement effect or position effect. All it does is really blind Kundai and show off. But it's just something for y'all to see.
Sorry, how?
Compliment
Sorry,
upbeat song.
sorry to ask you. How do you get there?
So here, from your homepage, if y'all all want to come in. So from your homepage, this is what you'll see when you hit home. You have your layout view. Your stage, from top down, this is what your stage looks like. Here's your spots here. Your washes from left to right. Your house lights are all under one. So you can't really control everything individually. Your moving washes on the middle truss, your key light washes, and your Lecos. But to get to where I was just at, if you hit position, after you select your lights here, let me go back. Clear. So this is what you see if you walk in. Select your lights. If you want to do it one by one, by all means. If you want to select a group, there you go.
Oh, group.
So you have the choice here between fixtures, which doesn't show anything. Or if you go to groups, it shows you the groups of fixtures. Positions, these are already done and they're made. Here, what I'm doing is I'll go back to intensity. So, sorry, like I said, I'm going fast. I selected the fixtures using the group. Going to intensity here, this controls everything you just selected instead of having to go through one by one. Trade it in, and then you can even do intensities here. But I don't know if this is a software thing or what, but it just doesn't want to do dimmer intensities, or dimmer effects, I'm sorry. Positions, you have your different positions here that
Center.
aren't by any means perfect. They still need to be dialed in. And that was something I'll do before I go.
Hand over, okay.
Yes. So let's go to here, the far up, where nobody will be blinded. Maybe Kundai. Here, there's plenty of things to pick from, but let's just say, okay, House of Lord, the beginning of the song. Something very simple, movement. Or if you want to, I don't know what songs y'all do, like I said, but You can go do, you can do circles, figure eights, things like that. Another thing to keep in mind while you're doing this is, hey Kuno, will you go stand at the front row, please?
The front row.
Front row,
Yeah.
okay.
He blasted my ears one Sunday, and now I'm gonna ruin his eyes.
That's tomorrow audio.
So the issue, as I was saying, is you always want to watch where your light is. Sorry, I'm also a firefighter. It's just a thing that happens. This is what you may see if you let your light get out of control. This leads to complaints. This leads to not a
Yeah.
fun day. Not a fun day for me. Not a fun day for nobody. You're supposed to be acting blinded, man. I don't. Look, I get we do this every Sunday, but okay. All right, you're not getting an Academy Award, man. So that's just one thing to keep in mind while you're doing things like this. Is you will blind somebody. These lights are not dim, as y'all saw. I'm pretty sure he's seeing dots right now. And if you're in the front row, even if you're back here, these lights will,
They can blind you.
yes, they can blind you and they'll ruin your camera shot.
Okay, so to get there, to get to this moving lights, you go to
Your positions,
and then
and then when you're on
positions.
position, you'll look at a page like this.
Okay.
I will tell y'all, I don't recommend using this. Y'all learn more about it on here. But as I said, this will be y'all's room. This will be y'all's console. I'm just telling you, I don't recommend the little trackpad here, but to do like fan effects, which is essentially spreading it out evenly, use these arrows. It'll do the math. That way you're not going through, okay, 45, I want this at 45 degree angles. Okay, well now I want this one at 25. The other one at 25, then 45 again. You don't have to do the math, and believe me, math sucks. Here, I went from position to effects. It'll be on no effect.
Oh.
And then you just tap
Okay.
whatever one you want. So,
Position to effect. Tilt.
as I said, this will blind you. Zigzag,
Wow.
spider,
Wow.
which genuinely kind of looks like a spider on my breast.
Oh, sorry. I should be showing that.
Oh, I kind of saw it. Or just, this is called burst. I don't,
No, why?
it's, hey. So, another thing you want to keep in mind is always make sure your lights are facing forward and not the back. Why not the back? Oh, okay, I'm done. It's because, let's just all be honest here, nobody wants to see the wall behind us. Am I wrong, Kendai?
No, you're right.
So nobody really wants to see the wall. You don't want to show what's back there. It's just more of a kind of a standard thing across the board. Now, if y'all had a curtain there, you wanted to wash the curtain, by all means, but always, as a rule of thumb, just keep your lights forward.
Remember that, guys.
And another thing,
Ooh.
that hurts.
Yeah.
I will tell y'all will get lost in the moment, and you will blind people. Because I get in trouble for it all the time. Gunnar can be a testament to that.
Yeah. It's the grace of God, he's not fired.
So, does anybody have any questions before we continue on?
Just
So-
to add a
so-
little something to what Logan is talking about. The reason why you don't want to, you don't want a lot of your effects on this side, right? Is because you want to bring people into the stage. You want to extend the stage into the audience. So the only way to do that is to keep the focus
On the
On
stage.
the stage, so you can draw people there. There are occasions where, like Logan does some cool stuff at Gateway, where you'll throw gobos on the walls and stuff like that. But when you're doing that, you're still trying to maintain the focus and bring people into the stage as opposed to drawing attention elsewhere. You want to keep the focus over there. So that's important, just as a tactic when you're putting your looks together.
Thank you,
So,
sir.
as Kundar said, looks. You're doing something very visual. Looks are everything. So, Pastor Falu, give me an example of a song you do.
The praise song that
The
we
praise-
sing now.
They do that one.
The new elevation one.
Yes.
That was okay.
You've programmed it 20 times.
7 times.
7 times.
So, y'all do that. No, I'm not saying this is a great example, but I wouldn't use the house lights to match anything. That's just me. I'd always keep the house lights a static color as, well, when I'm looking down, you don't, if I'm looking down trying to look at something, like a book or a Bible or anything like that, I don't want to be, come on, keep the same color. No? Okay. So, type of effects, if you're using color effects, I'd recommend doing it with the wash on stage. And why I'm recommending that is just quite simply because it's on stage. It keeps the attention on stage. As Kundar said, you don't want attention being everywhere in your house. You want it, on the platform.
Can you move those back washes the same way that we were doing? Oh, wow.
So here on the console, you're gonna have. Here, come to this side, because I don't feel like I'm doing. Here on the console, you're gonna have 4. I guess you can call them dials, encoders, whatever you want. These 4 they depend on what page you're on. So if you're on the home page, if you selected your fixtures like we did here, using the groups, you'll have the dimmer wheel. And all that does is control the dimming of it, or you can do it through the group page. I'm using the group page for now just because it's a lot easier for me to go. Continuing on, like if we go to the position page, for example, same thing applies here. We're on the position. You have pan, tilt. Panning, left to right, that's all pan means. Tilt, up, down. Fan pan, this is too hard to say for me. Fan pan, like I said, you get an even spread. You don't have to do any of the math. It all shows you. Fan tilt, same way, except spreads up and down.
By spread, do you mean move?
Yes, it'll go,
Okay.
it'll expand, I guess you would say.
Okay.
Instead of keeping the line that it's on, let's say, okay, you have a 90-degree angle like this, right? Straight line. From what it will do is your fan will just open it up. Same with pan, straight, opens up. Okay. So, continuing on with the encoders. Actually, I need to go back to select one. It's not going to blind me. No? Okay, great. Here you'll have your different. Let me use a different example. Here you'll have different, like I said, attributes. Anything that is, I guess, user definable, you'll say. For example, dimmer. Your dimmer is your intensity. Same thing. That's the brightness of the light. Position, color. We'll go into beam, focus. That's all called attributes. Here, continuing on about the attributes, you have your speed here. So if I want to see how fast these fixtures can go, I'll do that. And you see how they just slow down. That means that
the
it's
speed. Okay.
So this is maxed out, as y'all see.
Okay.
This means that it is sending too much data for the fixture to catch up. If I slow it down, it catches up. Going up to size, if you want to expand how big the effect is, as that does, or if you want to keep it a smaller one, like we're doing circles on stage. Just like that. Your X fade just makes it less choppy. You turn it down, it just click, 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 click. It just, as it says here, a fade.
You mind if I quickly ask something? Where do you turn on the hazer?
So hazer right now, as I said, I'm coming back. Just couldn't have mentioned.
Okay, okay.
But for now, the hazer is not on the console. We're testing the haze tonight because one thing about haze is it can trigger a fire alarm. It can call the fire department. It can blind, or I'm not gonna say blind people. It can inhibit what people can see. It can inhibit what the pastor's preaching on stage. Haze is a double-edged sword, if that helps. Haze is okay.
What
Haze
is
can be
the
great,
haze,
Haze
right?
can be terrible. Haze
Do you
is
know what the haze is?
Haze is the smoke on the stage.
They don't know what the haze is.
No. Haze is smoke on stage. All haze does is bring out the lights. So if you don't mind, can you hit the X not next to here? Actually, I'll get it. There you go. Haze is how we have our beams on stage.
You guys thought it was the Shekinah glory, right?
So without haze, you have all it is it's nothing different than just going outside putting the brights in somebody's face. Y'all know how in the fog, if you turn your brights on, you'll see where your lights are going, but literally nothing else. That's what happens if you have too much haze in a room. Kunda, you got anything about haze? You got anything to say about haze?
Use wisely. That's the main thing. It's kind of like a rope. You want enough to save your life, but not too much to hang yourself.
I said double-edged sword. That's a lot better.
That's the way I normally put it to people. Is you really just want enough rope to save your life and not enough to hang yourself, because it's the same thing we talked about. All the tools, these are all tools, right? From sound to video to everything. All the tools that we use, we want them to be exactly that, tools. We don't want them to be distractions. That's the key. So haze should be done in a subtle manner. The way we do it is we run a lot of it before service, as service is about to start. Then you let it dissipate, so when people are walking in, they're not seeing the cloud.
Okay.
It's already dissipated.
Okay.
Right? You need the haze to be able to see the
effects.
the refraction from the light beams. Otherwise, you don't see that. So it's important for that. So we run a good amount right before service, maybe 5 minutes or so.
We start doing
Yeah,
4 minutes.
4 minutes, a nice good pump into the system, and then you let it settle, so that by the time you get into your first song, it's evenly distributed, and it's kind of not cloudy. Doesn't happen as planned all the time, but that's the goal. And then by the time you run like your 3 or 4 songs and about to go to preaching, the goal is that by that time it's kind of fully
Down.
rested and kind of that away, so that when pastor goes up to preach, he's not doing it from like,
What's essentially,
from the heavens.
yeah.
So let me ask this. What is the difference between the old fog machines and the haze, if any?
Yeah, there is a huge difference. Fog was exactly that. It was rock and roll. You really wanted to create the cloud effect. Haze is really supposed to be just a very light
Bless you, Pastor.
refraction agent that's hanging around in the atmosphere. Fog was supposed to look like fog. You wanted it to look cloudy. You wanted it to look like the rock band were playing in the midst of the meadow somewhere in the Middle Ages. So you wanted it to look like that. With haze, it's different. You really, it's an agent to help us see the effects of the lighting. That's all it really is.
Okay.
So use it as such. Now, when we do a concert or something like that, you might get a little bit more creative and fun with it and use a little bit more than you would. But for service, we really don't want to see a ton of haze. If it's done correctly, you don't see it. You just see light refraction in the area. Cool.
Awesome. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. So we've covered a lot of stuff here. I'm afraid we're gonna start hitting information overload. My normal principle is like 27 minutes. You retain a good amount of that. After that, you're just nodding, but But the good thing is you guys are recording. Some resources, I think for now that you have to go to the name of the console that you have right now is called a ChamSys. You can take a picture of the title on the console. You go to their website. ChamSys is actually it's owned by
I did send them
not shopping.
like a YouTube.
Yeah.
I did send them like a YouTube tutorial link.
And that's exactly
Yeah.
the next thing I was going to say is the only way to keep pushing this information forward is watch the video how-tos, like there's a lot of introductions and stuff, and then just follow on the ChamSys page. They'll have a lot of how-tos, how to do this part of it, how to do this part of it, and just follow along with that. What we'll do is once we get close to launch and first service, Logan is going to come out. He's going to set up some loops for at least that first service, right? We're going to train at least a couple of you guys to we're going to train a couple of you guys to run it, to run the show, because that's what might need to happen for the first few weeks as you guys are ramping up on the design side. Is somebody like Logan or someone else who will come and set up 3 or 4 looks. You kind of build a library of looks to the extent where you can actually start, oh, this song is kind of similar to this one. Well, let's pull this look. But we want you to be able to pull up a look and go, well, I like this look, but I want to change the colors to match Pro Presenter. And you want to be able to at least do that. So keep some complicated programming, change some minor stuff like the color and so forth, and boom, be able to have something you can use without having a master programmer in the place. So we're here to support, and training for us as Covenant is a high priority. So what we'll do is we'll circle back again. Logan will put together some stuff and go a little bit deeper for those of you that want to really start sitting down and programming, put together a few tests for you. All right, move this fixture from here to there, just to make sure you understand how to navigate the console. But the homework is on you guys. From here, you go home. If you're really interested in doing this and supporting the church, the ministry, playing an integral part with the media technology that you guys have, you have to do some research and then come back and contribute, right? Sounds good? All right. Thank you guys so much. Do we have any questions on the stuff that we covered today?
Yes.
Yes.
By any chance, is there
Logan.
Logan went through a lot of information at the time. It was very good. But is there by any chance enough document that takes us through the must know, let's say if you come here on Sunday, we need to operate this system. Can we have like a very short summary of you tap this, you tap that, and then another rest you're gonna be doing homework to discover more about it.
Yeah.
But at least what we can have as a support to start.
Yeah, there'll be a basic, we call it a basic startup document, which is just a one sheet, right? It's just a one sheet that says, turn the console on. To get house lights on, it's fader number so and so, unless somebody changes it, right? So house lights are this fader. If you want to bring up just a basic look or a preaching look, for example, that will have programmed, it's on this fader. You push that fader up, so it'll have that very basic stuff as far as here's a quick start. You come, the console is on. but you're not seeing anything moving with the lights, where do you go to look first, right? Do you look at the splitter? You know, is DMX making it over to the splitter? If it's not, then you better call somebody. But
Hey man, I got my own something to run. Audio's not that important.
yeah, but yes, there will be a quick startup cheat sheet that you can use.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's not going to have details about how to program a show, but it's going to say, hey, here's some looks that we've stored. Here's a preaching look. You know, push this fader up. Here's the, if you want to go through. Maybe we'll do like two fast, you know, fast paced, like fast song kind of looks, and then two worship kind of looks. Yeah, if you want to bring that up, it's on this fader, it's on this fader. Just a basic stuff. But it's going to be important for you guys to get to a point where you're creating your own looks and stuff like that.
In regards to what you just said, whatever is created, would you include where they can go to, where we can go to?
Where it
You
is
know,
saved.
The preset. There's a preset. 1, preset 2, preset 3.
Yeah.
Will it be on that?
Yeah,
Handout.
we'll put it on there. We'll do like, you know, 3 or 4 presets.
Okay.
Like a preaching look, a quick worship look, a quick praise look, and then maybe just
Like a slow worship.
or just like, you know,
A prayer moment.
a prayer moment or women's event. If you come in here and the ladies are having a ladies meeting, they've got to have something that they don't need a lighting person here. They can just push a fader up, and they have the stage is lit up. They have some good ambiance. If they put an image up, it already looks, you know, nice.
From what you're saying though, it really sounds like the lightning also is kind of helping to tell a story. As for your experience with Gateway,
Yes.
do you think for like every other song we need to have a different lightning, or what do you think?
Yeah,
You want to answer that or you want to answer that?
yeah, you can go ahead.
So, it like I said, this really depends on the mood being set, and as you said, you're telling a story, but you're not making the story. If that makes sense. Primarily, match the backgrounds. As the background, your lighting's complementing the backgrounds. Your lighting is a tool. The backgrounds are a tool. It all has to come together as one. That makes sense. So, yes and no. Yes, let's say it's a youth night, or you know, it's a big celebration or something where everything just needs to pop out and be different. Yes, by all means. However, for worship, we change our colors about every song. It depends, but like I said, it all
Yeah,
depends
we-
on the background with
Yeah.
that.
We do a change. Every song is a different look. You know, it might look similar if the backgrounds are similar, but we do a different look for every song. It doesn't have to be like that on day one. That's something you work up to, pretty much.
I can how do I say that? Be proof of that. For us, it took me 3 weeks to settle into our new building and fully be where I wanted to be to actually program. The first Sundays were just, let's hope this works. Hope it looks good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then let me also add this. Logan was telling me, he said, you want to say how long it took you guys to.
For me, I will confidently say with lighting and everything else, I didn't get everything dialed in until a year. That includes key lighting for our pastors, key lighting for our singers, how we're gonna do things, how we're gonna iron things out. We transitioned about 4 times with depending on how we're doing worship, how we're putting together things, and he can clarify. He had to make changes too.
Yeah.
Poor guy runs broadcast now. But it will be a time where you're gonna sit there and go, okay, how much longer and stuff like that. It will take time to transition into this. Do you have anything to say about
No,
the
that's
transition?
it. Just take one step at a time. Don't try to do too much at once. Just a little bit every time. You know, every time. Start with those presets. Just learn how to modify the presets first. And then the next step after that, well, create a little look that's not complicated, just something static. Maybe, okay, I can get my wash light in this position, my spotlights in this position. Oh, now I know how to do that. Then maybe a couple of weeks later, you get to the next level. You're like, oh, okay, I'm gonna have some stuff moving as it goes. So one step at a time.
Okay. Let me also ask you, you guys, you're going to be giving us some looks and you're gonna save them.
Yeah, they'll be
Now, how do we, because the game plan is to unleash them, go and learn as much as you can, and feel free to come and play, because the more they play with this, the better they're going to get.
How do you retrieve them? If
Ha-
somebody
yes, yes.
backs them up?
Overwrites or,
So we will save what's going to be called as your starter show file. This will be everything that I programmed, that I've talked to Pastor Falu about, that will be set from day one, the stuff that I left. Y'all will make copies of that and have your own show file if you choose, or if, you know, y'all two, if, let's say two people want to have the same show file, team up. There you go.
This console saves to flash drive, right?
Yeah, it saves
Yeah. So it'll be saved. You can put it all on a flash drive that you put away. If somebody changes anything too drastically, you can reload
it.
that show file and you'll be good.
that's good.
Good question.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Anybody else have any questions? What's going on?
Yes, sir.
These four switches are for.
So with those four, those are just real quick going back to the console. You have the knobs and encoders. You also have the faders. That just is you're controlling the dimmer, how bright it's going to be, and which group of light it's going to be.
And the faders are programmable, right?
Yes.
To do whatever you
Yes,
want.
you'll have 30 faders to program essentially. If you want to use all of them, by all means. If you don't, no harm, no foul. Good question.
Anybody else? Quick one here. So these are your regular faders. Now this is a 4 universe blah blah blah, right?
It's a 3-universe lighting concept. Yes.
3 universe.
Yes.
Okay. So what does this mean? This mean, and this mean?
So to make this really quick, is like I said, or like, well, both of us said, you will have to do your own research on this.
Okay.
I could sit here for 14 days and explain this and get
Okay.
y'all somewhere
Okay.
y'all need to be, and that still wouldn't be enough.
Okay.
Yeah, so basically the bottom line is that you can think of this as a master section if you're thinking
Master.
about audio,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
This is where you're going to be able to access, you know, once you start having looks and all this stuff that will be written in here.
Okay.
This will be where you can fire that stuff from, right? That's kind of your master operating system.
Okay.
Over here, you're kind of programmable. These faders can be assigned to different functions, depending on what you're doing. The more you get complex and stuff, the more you do presets and all that,
Sorry. That's okay.
you will
Very okay. That's very fine.
you'll be able to assign functions to
This
to those. Yeah, it's think of it not quite like, but kind of like your sound console, right?
Okay.
It's like asking what this fader is a subjective question. You know, this fader is what I want it to be, right? Because I can assign drums to it. I can assign the kick drum to it. I can assign the preacher to it. It's assignable, right? So the more you get complex and more into it, the more you'll be able to move functions around and assign different things to different fader controls on the console.
Awesome.
All right. Who's buying dinner?
Well, guys, let me quickly tell you guys this here. Let me tell you about Kundai. Kundai is originally from the great nation of Zimbabwe.
Wow.
He is the son of a king.
What?
Just
And
Life?
he has been incredibly awesome working with us. I mean, working with our errors, mistakes, all that. He has been awesome. And Logan over here, Logan is 19.
Oh.
But Logan has the wisdom, I said.
35.
Oh, 35. Okay. I mean,
I didn't know whether to take that as a compliment or.
I mean, he is a tech geek. He knows, I mean, this is like the back of his hand. And can we give them a big river of applause?
Thank you guys so much. We'll schedule something else with Pastor Palu. When we get close, Logan will set up some looks and stuff in here, and then we'll
That's
go
so
from
bad, bro.
there.
I was laughing.
So tomorrow,
Nothing tomorrow.
nothing tomorrow.
Yeah.
Does anybody want to come and try your hand and
So tomorrow.
get more familiar after?
So when next do we have the meeting?
Thursday evening.
Let's wait to start messing
Before-
around
okay,
with stuff.
okay.
Let's get Logan to put some stuff in there.
In there, okay.
Get set.
Okay.
Let's move in the house, and then we can start moving the couches around.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So remember now, Thursday evening, this has been live, but Thursday we're going to have video, we're going to have presenter also, right?
Yeah, we're mostly looking at LEDs, ProPresenter, that stuff, 'cause especially for the guys that will be operating ProPresenter and doing graphics and all of that, prepping their stuff. Yeah.
At the same time, 6 p.m. And then
Yeah,
I forgot. They said a lot of times, but I forgot.
Okay. Okay.
Should I ask?
we have a prayer meeting.
You're gonna ask? You're currently on live video. Let's switch
Okay.
our rolling.
So 6.
Holding the camera.
All right. So same time.
Okay, thank you all. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Turn it off if you
Give the
want.
person beside you a high five and say thank you for coming.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you for
Thank you for coming.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you for coming. Oh. Okay. Okay, that's it.
I'm gonna go explore.
Okay, so please stop
guys-
end this.
So guys, from what you guys saw, you see that you really have to dial it in. You have to press in. You got to go watch the videos. I want you guys to come back to come and start teaching us and say, well, do you know that you can do this? Do you know that? Okay, but that's not going to happen if you do not spend time on this. You've got to invest in it, okay? Amen. Love you all, and amen.
We are proud of you.